What's up, guys? It's Ben10clem here, back with the Ben10clem poll. I'm sorry I did not post week 5, and this is also going to be week 5 and week 6 posted together. So I hope y'all are ready for that. We're going to go ahead and get started. We'll also compare it to the AP poll. So this is going to be one giant video, pretty much put together. So a lot happened in week 5. Such as like Indiana absolutely blowing out their opponents, and they played, if I remember right, in week 5, or it was week 4, because it goes week 4 into week 5. Um, Florida State won, Oregon won, Miami won against Florida, so moving Miami up 2 spots. LSU had a win, dominant win, but it drops them because Miami had a better win. So it was number 19 Indiana versus number 9 Illinois, and Indiana won 63-10, absolute blowout, put them up non-ranked previously up to 12 because 12 is insane with how high it is. So yeah. So we'll see how everything works. I'm not sure if everything is working as tended to on stream and stuff, which I don't think it is, but that's okay. Okay. But yeah, then we had Oklahoma beat Auburn 24-17, moving Oklahoma up 2 spots. Ole Miss winning against Tulane. They dropped to me. I think they dropped one. I can't remember from last week. Tennessee moves up 1. Texas Tech moves up a lot after their dominant win against Utah, 34-10. Michigan drops against a close game in there, and then South Carolina obviously drops out of the rankings because they lost. Utah lost, and I think Auburn and Baylor both lost as well, because South Carolina got pretty much handled, 20-29 against Missouri. Missouri is 19 in here, so they move up a good bit. But the biggest losers are Indiana, or no, not Indiana. I mean Illinois, Michigan, Ole Miss, Alabama, Georgia, and LSU. So if we can compare that to the AP poll, which I'm going to go ahead and do for y'all. The AP poll was a little different. Whoopsie daisy. We should be able to move this as far over as we can. Like that. And then we can do Control Z or Control plus. Or no, is it Alt plus? I can't remember. So yeah, here we go. So this is the AP for week 5. So this would be for the rankings we have. It's pretty similar to what we have on my rankings. It's Ohio State, Miami, Penn State, LSU, Georgia. FSU is still high for me on there, and then so on and so forth. Notre Dame still ranked, and yeah. Dropping out is Auburn and Utah. I had a couple more drop out because they were in the rankings before that. So yeah. We're gonna go and get started on to rank week 6 of the Ben10clem poll. So let's go and get that out and ready. So this one, a lot happened, a lot of up and down movements. Not a lot of teams dropped out, only one. That was TCU. So there's a lot of change in this one because a lot of upsets happened. Let me see if I can reset the... Alright, if we go to schedule and then go to week 5. So we had some good games. We had Arizona State versus TCU. So it's played at Arizona State. Arizona State won, putting them in the top 25. Right at 25, I feel like is a good spot for them. But we're gonna go and get started with our 1 through 5. Or Ohio State number 1. Realistically, Oregon could also be number 1, but I think Ohio State is probably the more full team, I'd say. But I'm not 100% sure. I mean, I'd love to see a game between them, and I think that will be later this season. So, yeah, you got to stay tuned for that. Oregon moves to number 2 after their good win against Penn State in double OT. Um, Playing at a wideout Penn State is hard to do, and they pulled off the dub barely. Dante Moore definitely looked like a better quarterback in that game than Drew Aller. Drew Aller did make mistakes, so that's on him. Then we got we got Miami next, up 3. Keeping them at 3, I feel like 3 is a good spot for them. In a respectable spot. And I think a lot of people have them at 3. Number 4, moving up 5 spots, is Oklahoma. I am very impressed with John Mateer. John Mateer looks very, very, very good. I think he's got great talent as a QB. If not, I think he should probably be up there with Heisman winning. They played. Who did they play? Oklahoma. I'm pretty sure they played this week. I'm double checking because it was. I mean, John Mateer played really well in previous games. He's had almost like no interceptions. They played Auburn, but that was week 4, I think. Yeah, so that was a while ago, but Oklahoma just looks like a very, very dominant team. I could see them possibly making to the SEC championship, which would be super cool. I love Brent Venables. He's the best defensive coach Clemson ever had. Number 5, moving up 5 spots, is Texas A&M. They took care of Auburn by 6 points, 16-10. Auburn's not a bad team by any means. I still think they're a pretty competitive team, but they just can never edge out that win like they need to. So, at number 6, we have Indiana. Indiana going on the road to Iowa, beating them 20-15. Iowa's a defensive team, so it makes sense. It's not like a crazy high-scoring game. It makes complete sense that that's the case. Then number 7, obviously dropping 6 spots, is Penn State. I still think Penn State is easily a top 10 team. You cannot tell me otherwise. Drew Aller, I think, does need to step up in occasions where it's needed, just like the overtime. But I feel like their play calling also could have been a little better. This is the first time I've seen them be pretty inconsistent in a game. But it was still close, which tells you they're a very good team. They did drop 6 spots. Texas dropped 1 spot for me. Nothing big. I mean, it's because there's so many shifts around, and Texas already has 1 loss, and that's still Ohio State. So they drop 1. And then we have up 4 spots, Texas Tech. Texas Tech is a team that I am very impressed with offensively in general, like, and defensively. Like, and if you look at the FPI ratings, they look like a very, 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 very good team. I think they are a very good team. Because if we go look here, who they played, if I remember right, or did they play this week? I cannot remember to save my life. I don't know if they did. Texas Tech might have been on a bye week. Let me go to Big 12 because they're in the Big 12. Yeah, they were on a bye week, but they move up 4 spots to me. I mean, in my opinion, Texas Tech is top 10. I do think they got the potential. Their offense is very good, very explosive offense. I mean, if we go to the FPI ratings real quick, and I look by power index, Texas Tech over here is at 20th, which is pretty low. But if we go based on efficiencies, the number 2 ranked overall efficiency, they have the 24th best offense, number 1 best defense, and 8th special teams. This is in efficiencies, keep in mind. Oregon having the number 1 overall, number 2 best offense, and number 8 best defense, with Vandy coming in at number 1 best offense and 39 in defense. Indiana 17 in offense, 5 in defense. Still tons of teams that obviously have really good efficiencies and resumes. I mean, the FPI, I kind of like going off that a good bit. I think it shows very well, like, how teams actually play and are against certain opponents. Anyways, number 10, 5 spots moving up, is Alabama. Alabama, still a solid team, even after their loss week 1 to Florida State, which they beat Georgia this week. So, I mean, you can't tell me they're not a bad team. I mean, it's hard to say, though, because Florida State also had a terrible loss, which we'll go over here later. Reason why them dropped 7 spots from what they were. They were at 14 for me. Let's see. Let's see. Because Alabama, I think, is a team that played at Georgia. It was 24-21. Alabama kind of had control of the whole game. Ty Simpson looks very good. So I would not count out Alabama even after that one loss. Yes, they can look inconsistent at times, but I have them at 10. Moving up 5 spots is also Ole Miss, coming in at number 11. Ole Miss is looking good, looking strong. I actually did not think they'd look this good this year, but they have some promising wins under their belt. They played LSU, and they won 24-19, which I thought LSU would take care of that game by like at least 10 points. But no, LSU lost. I was very high on LSU this year, but I don't know. It's just they're kind of crumbling a little bit, and I start to see it slowly in their offense, especially with Garrett Nussmeier making more bad reads, bad plays, stuff like that. Then we'll go on to number 12. Even though their win against Mississippi State, it was OT, 41-34. I mean, Mississippi State isn't a bad team this year. That was their first loss, I think. And then Tennessee did pull out the win, but because it was Mississippi State, I dropped them 1 spot, along with Texas, keep in mind. But yeah. Number 13, dropping 9 spots, is LSU. And you know why? Because they lost to Ole Miss, which I thought was originally a bad team, but I mean, not bad, but they were still in my top 25. Like last week, they were. Let's see. They were last week. Yeah, I had them last week at 16. They move up to 11. So, I mean, there's definitely changes. And then same thing with Georgia. Georgia lost. They moved down 9 spots. I mean, could be a little harsh on Georgia, but realistically, I didn't know where else to put them in the ratings. Because out of all these other teams, I look at the ratings and it's like, where do they best fit? And I think it's in that like 11 to 15 range. So really, anywhere in that range, I think they're fine. Keep in mind that is only their first loss. It's not like the end of the world for them. Georgia Tech dropping 7 spots at number 15. Georgia Tech, I played at Wake Forest, and realistically should have lost that game. There was an offsides call, which clearly wasn't, and some other bad ref calls that went towards Georgia Tech's favor. Wake Forest realistically should have won that game. It shouldn't have gone into OT. So I dropped them a lot more, but they ended up winning an OT 30-29. Wake Forest went for the 2-point conversion just to try and end it. So they didn't have to go to a second OT, which, to be honest, I don't blame them. That's probably your best chance anyways. But Wake Forest is one of the weakest teams in the ACC, so it's very weird to see one of the best in the ACC struggle. I'm just saying the ACC is an absolute shit show right now, if that's the case. And going in at number 16 is Michigan. They had a good week 5 or week 6 performance, I think it was. Yeah, week 4 performance. So they just move up one. Louisville, they played Pitt and they won against Pitt, which Pitt is a decent team, and it was at Pitt. They were losing for a bit, but they came out with the dub. 34-27, so they move up one spot. Missouri moves up one spot as well, 18. I'm still not super sold on them. They were playing a injured version of South Carolina's QB. So, I mean, it's like, they win by 9. Yeah, it makes sense, but it is what it is. And then they played Massachusetts, UMass, absolutely blew them out, 42-6. I mean, I move them up a little bit at a time. That's all that matters. Number 19, Iowa State. They played at Arizona, or they played Arizona 39-14. Arizona's not a terrible Big 12 team. They're just a very inconsistent Big 12 team, because they can pull off upsets sometimes, and it's like that. Anyways, Vandy moves up one spot as well. Vanderbilt's looking very, very good. It's crazy to think they're right now, I think, first or second in the SEC. Undefeated as well. They played Utah State 55-35. Their offense is electric, but their defense still has some stuff to work on, I think. But if they can get the defense to stop, like, drives in general, like, they legitimately could be one of the best teams in the country. Telling you, this year is the most wacky year of college football I've seen in a long time. Number 21, dropping 7 spots for me, is Florida State after their loss at Virginia, 46-38 in second overtime. Virginia, of all people. That's a game you don't see. That's something you just don't see. Virginia's one loss was to North Carolina, or NC State, I mean. And, like, in the ACC standings right now, it's Georgia Tech, Virginia, Duke, Louisville, Cal, Virginia Tech. So those are, like, the ratings right now. But, I mean, the most likely to win it is going to be, realistically, Miami, Georgia Tech. And not going to lie, even Virginia or Duke could squeeze in there. It's interesting to see. So, but AP poll now is Virginia ranked at 24. I have them actually at 26. I didn't. It's a similar situation to how, like, what's Alabama lost to Florida State in the beginning. They had Florida State ranked. I didn't rank them right away, because I still didn't have them super high even in the preseason, and, like, even week 1, after week 1, I'm like, could be just a fluke, and this is kind of showing it might have been just a fluke. So yeah, and then BYU moves up a little bit. BYU's not a bad team at any means. They played at Colorado, won by 3, 24-21. Illinois moves up 2 spots. Illinois, yes, after that awful performance, they do end up beating a ranked opponent in 21 USC 34-32. This was at Illinois, so I mean it was a close game, but it just shows the caliber of Indiana versus Illinois. It's just like the caliber of this Indiana team is insane. Now I still have USF ranked. USF I still think is the best Power 5 conference out there, so they're going to stay ranked. In my opinion, they deserve to stay ranked. I don't care. They have one loss. Whoop de doo. Let's see. I'm pretty sure they are in the. I don't think they're. No, not Sun Belt. They're in. Trying to remember which division they're in. I don't think they're Big 12. No. An American conference? I don't think they're an American. I know they're not Pac 12. It might be Mountain West. No, wait. Where? I forget which division they're ranked in. Or they are in. USF, USF, USF. USF. I'm looking here, guys. I apologize. I know this is going to be a very scuffed video. USF. Am I blind, chat, or something? Because what the fuck is going on with me? South Florida. Okay, no, they're in the American. Yeah, they only have one loss, and that was to Miami. The rest of their schedule, they play Charlotte 49ers, North Texas, FAU, Memphis, UTSA, Navy, UAB, and Rice. Their hardest game is probably going to be like Memphis or Navy, but the rest of the games they should easily win out on. They have some good wins on their schedule, but a bad loss in Miami. But Miami's just a really, really, really good team. Anyways, we're gonna go on to number 25, and that was obviously the reason why I have 25 being where they are, just because they beat TCU, and I think they deserve to be in the top 25. They're a good team. They're a very solid team. I like where they're at the moment. So yeah. Anyways, that's gonna be it. I mean, if we look at the AP poll real quick, um, but the AP poll, this is for week 6. It's very similar to mine almost. So they have this might be an easier way to put it. Let's zoom in on this. So we'll go Control Plus. Control Plus. There we go. Okay. So they have a high. Whoops, it's week 5. So we're going to close out of week 5. We're going to escape out of that. Go over. Here you go. So now you can view this pretty easily. There you go. This makes it easier to view the two. All right, so Ohio State 1, Oregon 2, Miami 3, Ole Miss 4, Oklahoma 5, and Texas A&M 6. So it's kind of similar to what I have right now. They have Texas Tech at 11. They have Alabama at 10. I have Texas Tech at 9. And the Texas at 8. Yeah, I mean, their top 15 is, I don't disagree with per se. I still think Iowa State Iowa State is too high. I don't think they're a top 15 team. I just don't see it. I don't think they're above Tennessee by any means. I think Tennessee's a way better team. I think Tennessee should be in the top I mean, they are 15th, but I think they should be in this range right here. Anyways, Vandy at 16. I mean, I can respect it. Georgia Tech at 17. I'm not against it either. FSU at 18. I'd drop them even lower. I'd put them in the 20 to 25 range. I don't like them at 18. Missouri at 19. I'm fine with that. Michigan, I think, is a little low. I don't. I mean, 20 is not terrible, but I'd see them more like a 16 team. Notre Dame still being ranked is beyond me. They're 2-2. They have not shown shit to prove anything. Get them out of the rankings. I had them out of the rankings after literally immediately. Illinois 22. I'm fine with BYU 23. I'm fine with Virginia. I'm completely fine with being ranked as well. Same with ASU. I'm fine with that. I'm not upset with their 22, 23, 24, and 25. I can see that. USC and TCU dropping out for them. They have South Florida finally getting votes in Utah, which literally is the two teams I would put in there. I mean, them still not having Louisville in to me is a little weird. Very weird, to be honest. It's kind of funny. Look at the coaches poll. My top 5 is identical to their top 5. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's interesting to look at and see all these teams and what they think. But other than that, it's going to be it for the Ben10clem poll week 5 and 6. This is obviously week 6. Tons of changes, and we'll see how after this week goes, and hopefully it goes well. Anyways, I appreciate y'all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next vid. Peace.